The inevitable wars between consoles always leads to the development of exclusive titles meant solely for one console. Quantum Break was one such title, announced back in 2013 alongside the notorious reveal of the Xbox One. Developed by Remedy Entertainment, some of the best storytellers out there with hits such as Alan Wake and Max Payne beneath their belt, Quantum Break raised the expectations pretty high. It was presented as a sci-fi story based around time travel with a unique twist of blending a live-action shot series together with the main game. Is Quantum Break something new and exciting? I would say yes to that. Is it new and revolutionary? Not necessarily, but we'll get to that. Similar to Alan Wake in episodic structure, the main game is divided into acts, which are then subdivided into parts. The live-action series is divided into episodes. Episodes last around 30 minutes and are produced by Los Angeles studio Lifeboat Entertainment. Big names involved for the live-action series include Shawn Ashmore as Jack Joyce, Lance Reddick as Martin Hatch, and Aidan Gillen as Peter Serene. The game costs around $15.99 or $69.99 depending on where you buy it retail. And every copy of Quantum Break includes a full free download for Alan Wake and 2 add-on packs, adding even more bang for your buck. You might want to consider watching more videos about the game if you consider buying it for PC on Windows 10, since I've heard not very good things about the performance there and issues arising from frame rate drops up to not being able to play the game. So please be cautious if you're listening to this review and considering buying it for PC, because this review was intended for Xbox One purchases. Wait, what is happening right now? What is that sound?
Hey guys, what's up? This is Kristen, Game Meets Girl. Welcome on in to Feed Me Pixels Live. We have an amazing community and do amazing things. I'm Kristen, and we're gonna play some games today. That's right, we're gonna time travel into the future. What's happening? What's happening right now? Is Mateo playing with all new commands? What just happened?
Whoa, where did I end up now? What's going on here? Did I just break time and space trying to review Quantum Break?
Quantum Break, you say? Do continue on.
Oh, whoa, Kristen, where the heck is your voice coming from?
I don't know what happened, but guess what? You're in my stream, Papersharps. I might be able to help you escape to the Netherlands since I know a thing or two about time travel and stuff. But on one condition. Tell me everything you know about Quantum Break, silly.
Wait, what now? God, this is weird. Just being a voice, not having any corporeal form at the moment. What do you want to know?
I have so many questions. How was the story? And is it as intriguing as they say? You know, maybe like BioShock Infinite crazy?
Oh boy, straight to the interesting questions, huh?
Hey, I'm a time traveler. I need to know how their time travel works.
Where do I begin? So what's going on in Quantum Break? The game opens up with Jack Joyce being interviewed by a mysterious unknown woman. He recalls the events that lead to an event called the Fracture of Time. Starting out, he tells how he was called by his lifelong friend Paul Serene for something big, some grand discovery. He travels back from Bangkok to see his old friend at Riverport University. But what Jack did not expect was that Paul invented a goddamn time machine. Unfortunately, Jack has a sort of genius/paranoid brother named Will, who has convinced investors that Paul's project is way too risky, and as such, Paul is desperate to try it out to convince Jack to go and talk with his brother. Paul steps into the time machine for a demonstration. Will confronts the two with a gun and shoots, after which shit goes down and Paul disappears into the machine and the fracture of time has been set in motion.
That sounds interesting. Does the story overall hold up? Is time travel logic working? Oh god, what was that?
I guess me being in your stream means my review overlays carried over to your stream as well. Better watch out with such keywords as story and gameplay. Oh shit!
Bro! You better warn me next time.
Relax, I only use every overlay once, so you should be fine on other uses of the keywords. I think. Well, we'll see. Anyways, the story felt intricate and incredibly well designed. The rules of time travel are pivotal to the main story and are often explored, probed and experimented with. More often than not, you learn of the limits of theoretical time travel in a painful and emotional way in practice. Well, every time travel story usually has an inconsistency somewhere because, well, time travel is mostly theoretical. Quantum Break seems to have an incredibly well designed, consistent internal logic. I'm sure some people might find plot holes, which is inevitable, but my mind could not wrap that far around the story yet, and frankly, I wouldn't really care because it didn't diminish the awe I had for the incredible writing Remedy pulled off.
What about the live series? Didn't they add a completely shot live series with a professional studio?
Oh my god, that bit was absolutely amazing! The addition of a live action series really added to the experience. I would not say it was something revolutionary, but it was definitely unique. It kept you on your toes with a mix of car chases, fighting scenes, relationship build-up, and other scenarios that were worthy of its own Netflix drama. The live action parts were further shown in-game via things such as messages left for the player and TV broadcasts, bringing, well, an immersive and cool experience I have never seen before. There were some binary choices made during so-called junctures, and then you would play as the villain Paul Serene, deciding what would happen next in the TV series. These choices would determine the overall tone of the game. This means that a choice between killing and sparing someone, for example, would not only show the act itself after the choice, but also the reactions of characters or subtle environmental changes. You can see this both in the live action episodes and further into the game. See for yourself.
You mentioned the live action part was worthy of a Netflix drama. Isn't Aidan Gillian from Game of Thrones playing the main villain? What about the other characters? Nice try, Papersharps. I know when it's coming.
We'll see about that. But yes, Aidan Gillian is amazing. He plays Paul so well, knowing what will happen in the future and really representing that feeling that fate is inevitable. He truly believes the things he does are for the greater good of humanity, and he does not feel good doing some of these things. For me, that made him so much more relatable. You can feel he was traumatized by experiencing the end of time, and all characters were honestly well written like that. The less known names really did their best as well. The stories were heavily interwoven in a really cool way. Different story arcs unfolded both in the game and the story, but both had an overarching central story, and as such, characters from both mediums would inevitably run into each other. Oh well, and seeing actors like Aidan Gillian transition visually from the live series to the actual game is so freaking cool.
Wait, so the live action actors appear in the game as well?
Yeah, the main cast is portrayed in both media, and supporting actors are sometimes only seen in one of the media. Either way, characters only seen in the series were sometimes pivotal for events in the main game, and seeing their actions reflected was really cool.
This sounds really good, but how about the presentation? Can you tell me something about the soundtrack? Audio? Or do you know the graphics? Do they look awesome?
You are getting good at that, damn. Well, for me the soundtrack felt epic and dystopian actually. Some songs reminded me of Mirror's Edge in feel. I don't know if you ever played that?
It made me feel like you can jump off buildings safely. I don't recommend that, I know. From experience.
Disclaimer, we do not recommend you to jump off buildings after playing Mirror's Edge. Also not after playing Quantum Break. The reason it reminded me of Mirror's Edge is because you fight a seemingly unstoppable juggernaut in the form of Monarch Solutions. I wouldn't call the soundtrack Grammy material, but it was definitely noteworthy in creating a sense of urgency under distress, as well as making your mind boggle under the theoretical ideas behind time travel.
And the overall sound design. How do weapons sound or sound effects? It's important.
Well, weapons sounded generic, but honestly the game did not revolve around its guns like a Call of Duty or Battlefield does. The game truly shines in its audio design based around so-called stutters together with the graphics. Let me break that down. Stutters are moments during the game where time breaks down. Time stops and starts on and off at uncertain moments, and let me say it is really unnerving to try and traverse a boat crashing into a bridge, making everything collapse at a moment's notice, and making everything wall again at another moment. When you walk next to people frozen in stutters, you can hear their distant conversations or screams in frozen slow motion, which felt haunting and awesome at the same time. Pulling someone out of a stutter state makes their voice slowly return to normal speed, and it feels like you're pulling them out of freaking oblivion.
And how do graphics play into this? I can imagine those sound effects being something special with the stutters, but you mentioned the graphics shine in this respect.
Well, when time freezes and starts and stops without warning, you can see really cool stuff. You see people frozen in place, smiling, being surprised or being scared, and then the graphics really shine, because you really have a moment to take a look at these graphics. You see a derailed train about to head straight into a building. You see sparks of impact from a car crash frozen in place, and you just know it will start back up again at a moment to make you jump up. When such moments start again or get stuck in loops, it just blows my mind how Remedy came up with this. Furthermore, Quantum Break has some incredible detail and looks stunning, and it boasts some impressive facial animations. These kept going on even during in-game conversations while you walked around. There was one scene where lip syncs was slightly off, but overall that felt negligible if you consider the rest of the game to be on point. The graphics during stutters though, that's what really left me in awe. It added so much to the game's gameplay as well.
It's like you already know what I was gonna ask.
Maybe all of this already happened before and I already know it.
Do you?
I don't know. Do I?
So, what about the gameplay? Oh man, didn't see that one coming.
Time travel mechanics.
What? I wasn't paying attention. Really feels like I used the word gameplay already though. You mentioned the stutters add a lot to the gameplay. You got me curious about that now.
Well, in general, gameplay mostly consists of generic shooter gameplay, but is flavored with powers to manipulate time. My personal recommendation is to set the aim assist to at least low, as the aiming is somewhat clunky, and even higher sensitivity does not always help. Luckily, the time powers add a lot to the overall fun of the gameplay, and running around with Time Rush to smack your enemies in the head with awesome finishing moves, or using Time Dodge to get out of sticky situations and push back enemies is amazing. You can use Time Stop to temporarily stop time around your enemy and stack a bunch of bullets around him before the field collapses, and then he dies with 50 bullets hitting him at once. Further powers included Time Shield to gather your strength and kick back close enemies, Time Vision to temporarily spot your enemies through cover Assassin's Creed style, and Time Blast to, well, let's say the name pretty much covers what it does.
I'll make him do the same.
Son of a...
We're under attack!
All powers can be upgraded in-game by collecting so-called Chronon sources, add in environmental objects such as explosive, and there's a lot of room for creativity in getting rid of your enemies. They did include recharge times to your powers to balance things out, but what really balances things are enemies. They can use similar powers like you to move around quickly, and even can use so-called dampeners to drain your powers, making things a little bit more tricky. The time manipulation though is used for something else as well. Sometimes environmental puzzles are included where you must use your time powers to figure out how to progress. These puzzle elements become more intricate during stutters and are really fun to solve. They are never really hard, but they always feel organic and well designed. And oh, does your heart race when you stop time around an incoming train and you need to cross in front of it.
Sounds like a fun game, Papersharps, but right now it's time for me to go back to the Feed Me Pixels live stream. I'm sure everyone's crying right now. Take me back.
No, Kristen, where are you going? You promised me to bring me back to the Netherlands. Oh well, I think we might as well move over to the verdict right now. So, if you want to have fun dodging bullets and sending them back in slow-mo, if you like an action-packed ride full of adrenaline traveling back and forth in time, then I will say this to you. Get Quantum Break. Because as of this moment, it's the best game out there on Xbox One right now. Quantum Break gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Hey Pixels and Pixelettes, I want to thank you so much for watching this collaborative effort between Game Meets Girl and Papersharps for reviewing Quantum Break. I had so much fun making this, and I want to thank Game Meets Girl for her incredible acting skills. You're probably gonna kill me for what's gonna come after this, Kristen, but I had to include some parts, and don't worry, I fucked up as well. If you haven't already, peoples, don't forget to check out our other places we hang out. We have a website, we have Twitch, we have a Discord. So if you didn't have your Feed Me Pixels fill just about yet, I suggest you head over to one of these links in the description, and I'll probably put some doodles and clickable bits here and there as well over here. I was Papersharps, signing off. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Didn't they add a completely shot live action series with a professional studio? Right? I don't know. I'm a monkey.
The time manipulation, though. These puzzle elements become more
Wait, so the live action actors appear in the game as well? That's a lot of A's in a row.
A lot of the game, every character actually felt like a simple story stereo.
Take me back! That is really dumb. I should not do